everyone, and welcome to Collision or Smash or Hit. I am Mike Lane, here with Jim Ross and with Paulie Dangerously. And today on Collision or Hit or Strike, on this new show that now took the stead of Power or Might, we wonder what show, we wonder what we're going to see here today on Collision or Strike or Hit. Mike Lane says, "Well, alright, it's the first time I ever got to work with someone like you, Mike Lane. You were mostly known for being a play-by-play calling in NHL for many years, and I think that you've done shifting from skilled ice game to skilled wrestling. You've done very truly well for yourself," Jim Ross says. "Oh, I'm Paulie Dangerously. Getting to work with Mike Lane is a wonder. But I've worked with Jim Ross many times in WCW and WWF, so it's all nothing really new to me." "Well," Mike Lane says, "yes, thank you, Jim Ross, for saying that. For saying that, and we wonder who we're going to see here today. We wonder who we're going to see here today. On Power or here today on Collision or Smash or Hit. We'll have to see." Mike Lane says, "Alright, here comes Johnny Nargotto." Now I know, Johnny Nargotto says, "I got put in the Galled in a Boundary match along with along with Kenny Omega, along with Wonder Woman, along with Godzilla. And Kenny Omega wants to talk about how great he is, how he beat me, but sadly he had to do it with help. That's the only way he ended up beating me. So why don't you come out here right now and seek and beat me again without your overseer, the Jackal, helping you?" Because we all know that you give all those AEW wrestling dolls, which we don't really have too many of them anyway, a bad name. Oh, so let me get this straight. Let me get this straight, Kenny Omega says. "I beat you to put myself in Galled in a Boundary, but somehow, some way, Astronema feels sorry for you, so she puts you in Galled in a Boundary too." "Well, Astronema didn't feel sorry for me, Johnny Nargotto. She only felt it was right since since your overseer over here helped you beat me by track out to get yourself in Galled in the Boundary. So at the end of the day, I'm going to beat you. And I know I can beat you, because you can't do anything without the Jackal, Osiris, whatever you want to call him. Well, I can tell you that Kenny Omega did a lot of things long before I became his overseer. He won the IW, AEW, AAA, and JPW heavyweight winnings all at the same time. And the only grounds to why he won those," Johnny Nargotto says, "because IW had a working deal with everyone at that time. Now there's no way he's going to do that ever again. And you helped him win the AEW heavyweight winnings. You helped him win the IW heavyweight winnings. Let's be earnest about that. He thinks he's so great and everything, but what happened? Yeah, we know. You lost the IW heavyweight winnings to Christian Cage, a fellow AEW wrestler, who went on to lose it to Moose. Then you lost, well, let's keep in mind, Kenny Omega, you lost the AEW heavyweight winnings to Adam Page, which I had a little more onlook for, before he lost his CM Punk for the first time. which I have a little more on look for Adam Page than I have for you. So why don't we do this match here today? Then I can show everybody I can beat you. Well, we got a fight lord, we got a fight keeper in the ring now, Mike Lane says. So it looks like that this match is going to happen. Ding-ding-ding. Well, Mike Lane says, Jim Ross, since you know all about Kenny Omega and everything he's done in AEW, do you think he can beat Kenny Omega? You think he can beat Johnny Gargano without help? Well, to be honest with you, Jim Ross said, I've only been in AEW since 29 Between YL, and I haven't seen all of Kenny Omega's work before that. But yeah, the man did win the AEW Tag Team winnings. He did win the Three-Man Tag Team winnings. He did win the AEW Heavyweight and IW Heavyweight winnings. But by that time, he had the Jackal with him, or Osiris, whatever you want to call him. So in the day, I don't really know if he could win a match by himself or not, Jim Ross said. Well, don't get starting here, Paulie dangerously says, because at one time AEW thought that Kenny Omega was their answer to Roman Reigns, and he didn't hold on to his winnings long enough to Roman Reigns did. Yeah, Roman Reigns still might be the WWE Heavyweight fighter and the WWE World Heavyweight fighter, but we all know he lost both the TWF Heavyweight winnings and the World Heavyweight winnings. And Kenny Omega did go on to win the TWF Heavyweight winnings. Well, the Fight Lord fell in the ring by mistake, and Johnny Gargano, oh, the Jackal just knocked him down from behind, Mike Lane said. Yeah, we knew that was going to happen. Not that the not that the match keeper was going to fall in the ring by mishap, Mike Lane says, but we knew the Jackal was going to do something. Jim Ross said once again, Kenny Omega getting the upside thanks to the Jackal, or what we call him in WWF then, or Osiris as he was called in ECW, Jim Ross says. Well, Paulie dangerously says, how do you like losing to the former TWF heavyweight fighter and two-time TWF 24/7 fighter, Paulie dangerously says. Kenny Omega is the king, or Kaiser, or highest leader, or whatever you want to call him. 1, 2, 3, Paulie dangerously says. You're gonna like it, because Kenny Omega just beat Johnny Gargano again. Here is your winner, Kenny Omega. So sadly, Mike Lane says Kenny Omega has beat Johnny Gargano here today on Collision or Hit or Strike with the help of the Jackal or Osiris, whatever you want to call him, Mike Lane says. Well, we all know that Jackal, Osiris, Paul, Don Covens, whatever you want to call him, he's always been doing things to help Kenny Omega ever since he's been AEW since 29 Between YL. But that's the way he's always been. He's always been sneaky. You should never truly trust a man, Jim Ross says. Paulie dangerously says, I know about how sneaky the Jackal or Osiris can be. Hell, I knew how he was when he was in WWF for a year and a half. I know he was when he was ECW. I saw what he did in his first run in TNAW, what he did in NJPW. I saw what he did in his 2nd run in IW, and what he did in AEW now. Man, he's as good as I am as an overseer, Paulie dangerously says. Well, you'll leave out, Mike Lane said, that James and Jason Uso, the brothers, are no longer with the Bloodway, neither in WWE or in the TWF. So good work for that, Mike Lane said. Well, Jim Ross said, Paulie dangerously, you calling yourself the greatest overseer. Well, that's only because many other ones have withdrawn. And some folks would say that Bobby the Brain Heenan and James E. Cornette should be seen as the greatest overseers, not only you. Well, Jim Ross said, well, Mike Lane said, Paulie dangerously doesn't have a comeback for that. And most of the time he does have a comeback for that. But until he does right now. Oh, I'm coming up a comeback, Paulie dangerously says. I'll come up a comeback for that one. Take it away, Mike Lane says. Jonathan Coachman. Thank you, Mike Lane and Jim Ross. I'm going to be talking with Johnny Nergato here today on Collision or Hit or Strike, who just lost to Kenny Omega again thanks to the Jackal or Osiris. And first off, I don't know how he did it. Alright? All I know is the match keeper gets knocked out of the ring by mistake. And when I go to see if he's alright, boom, the Jackal, or Osiris, or Don Covens, whatever you want to call this shithead, hits me from behind. So Kenny Omega's only winning matches in TWF and AEW and IW at one time with this shithead's help. I mean, he wasn't doing that for Kurgan. He wasn't doing that for Rhino. Oh no, it wasn't doing that for Jerry Lynn or Steve Corino. He didn't do that for any of them. Oh, but he's doing that for Kenny Omega. But he didn't do that for Adam Page or Nick Jackson or Matt Jackson. He didn't do that for Kyle O'Reilly or Buddy Fish. Oh no. He's gonna do it for this shithead. So it just goes to show, Kenny Omega, you can't win any matches with anyone helping you. So you know what? You're a weakling, and I will get another match with you. And next time I get a match or fight with you, I will win. And the Jackal or Osiris will not help you. Because he didn't do it for Kurgan. He ain't doing it for Rhino. So he ain't going to be doing it for you. Well, that's my talk with Johnny Nergato. Back to you, Mike Lane and Jim Ross. Well, thank you, Jonathan Coachman, for talking with Johnny Nergato here today on Collision, or Hit, or Strike, or Smash. That's all the time we got here for Collision, or Hit, or Strike, or Smash. I, Mike Lane, Jim Ross, and Paulie Dangerously. We hope you like Collision, or Hit, or Strike. We'll see you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw, or Alone Day Night Raw.